For this video, we're going to discuss the process used for downloading the Inventor 2017 professional software. A couple of things to keep in mind before you get started is to make sure that your computer has a fairly decent processor and fairly decent RAM. I would say at a minimum using either an i3 or an i5 and probably around 8 gigabytes of RAM. Ideally, it would be an i7 processor with a minimum 62 gigs of RAM and a 2 gigabyte video card. So before we do anything else, we need to make sure that if you're downloading this to a laptop that you hook up to the router instead of trying to download it over Wi-Fi. It is an extremely large file, and chances are it's not going to complete or it's not going to download properly if you try to do this over a wireless connection. Next thing we're going to do is go to students.autodesk.com. Once you get to this website, you're going to have to click on Sign In and go to Education Community. Now, in here, it says don't have an account, signing up is easy. So you're going to click on Sign Up and select the country that the school that you're going to is in. So in our case, it's going to be United States. And then educational role, you're going to select student. Once you put in your birthday, you then put in your first name, your last name, your email address, pick your password, check the box stating that you agree to the terms of service, and click sign up. When the email address that you use in here must be your student email address or it may not go through. After you go through the sign up process, it's going to send you a confirmation email. So you're going to go ahead and click on the link in the confirmation email to activate your account, and then you can come to sign in and go to Education Community. And at this point, you'll sign in. And I typed in the wrong email address, so I always forget a particular one. Okay, so right now I'm signing in and it's going to take me to the education site. And then right here it says Educational Community, get free software. And then right here I can click on Inventor Professional. And then it should have your name and all the information because you just created the account. And then under here where it says Download Inventor, I can click on Download Now. I need to select the version that I want. In this case I'm going to go with Professional 2017. For the operating system, it's going to be Windows 64-bit, and I want it to be in English. Here it's going to give me a serial number and a product key. It's a good idea to write these two numbers down so that when you go to activate the software, you can just put these two in. And we can see here that the download size is 11.5 gigabytes. So if you try to download this over Wi-Fi, even if you have a very fast Wi-Fi connection, it's going to take hours and hours. So the best thing to do is just go ahead and make sure that you're plugged into the router, and then you'll click on the Install Now button and it will take you through the rest of the process. Now, one thing that we can look at is the system requirements. So if I go to requirements for 2017 products, I can see here are the requirements. This is what's recommended by Autodesk. And most people don't have a computer that's running this fast. So if your computer is older and you don't think that you're going to be able to get a new computer or something that can run this, we do have a lab assistant this semester that's going to have regular hours in the CAD lab so that you can go in there whenever you need to and use the lab. I'll be posting his hours here shortly to Blackboard. But what this is saying is a 64-bit Microsoft Windows 10, in Intel Xeon E3 or Core i7 3 gigahertz or greater, 20 gigabytes of RAM or more, and you can see it has all the minimums listed, and the minimums will work most of the time, but as we get further in the semester it's going to be a little bit more taxing on the system. 40 gigabytes of free space, direct 3D 11 or capable graphics card. Scaling is irrelevant, and most of the rest of the stuff is pretty much your standard types of things on most computers. So for complex models, complex mold assemblies, and large assemblies, i7 or equivalent, 24 gigs of RAM or greater. We should be able to get by with most of the minimum requirements for at least the first 8 weeks of the course. Once we start getting into assemblies, it'll start to run slower, but your computer should still handle it. If you have other questions as you're going through and doing the download, there is a spot in here to get support. I don't know how much support I can offer because every computer is different. If it is on a laptop and you're still having problems, you can bring it in to my office hours and I can take a look at it. But there's no guarantee that I'm going to be able to help you out too much as far as installation issues are concerned. Under more help, you can go to Find Answers, Peer Questions, and Contact, and they can help you get some things squared away. If you have any questions, please email me.